Say hi.
Hi.
What's today? I forget the day.
Friday.
Today's Friday. Back out in the streets, just trying to figure out how to get ahead. My last video, if you guys watched it, I'm uploading it right now. I'm switching to a little bit more of an income strategy. That's my goal, but I'm gonna add in a little VGT with my SCHD to get a little growth too. But don't forget, I'm still in the quantum and I'm still in the crypto, so I'm not getting out of those. I'm just trying to set my foundation up, build my house on rock, not sand. So when the storm comes, I'm not, like Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can see who's been swimming naked. Guys, look, 996 Turbo S. That thing is clean. That's not a cheap car right there. That's probably a $130,000 car right now. That Turbo S was pretty nice, wasn't it? Now we're in Starbucks just chilling. I got my water. I just drank a nice coffee and I ate one of those bars. She's got hot black coffee with hazelnut in it. We're just talking about our kids, talking about our house, she's talking about crypto. It's like, she's telling me all about quantum. She's talking about the 911 she wants. It's like, none of that she's talking about, but we're talking about other stuff. All right, guys, see you in a minute. Guys, say bye.
Bye.
I'll see you later. Love you.
Love you.
All right, now I got to go find the 911 and keep on going. Quantum dropped more. Rigetti. D-Wave popped up a little bit, but I forget where I parked. And this guy, he's like, I don't care, man. I ain't got to go to the gym, baby. Where did I park? Oh, here it is, right here. All right, let's start this thing up. Get back on the road. Now I have a new goal in place. Well, I have multiple goals, but my main goal. Oh. That's what I was listening to, doing deadlifts. Old school Wu-Tang. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get copyrighted. I'm gonna lose a bunch of followers. All right, let's get back on the road. I'll listen to that and then I'll listen to like Van Morrison. So don't judge me by just listening to that. I listen to all kinds of music. For me, the music is dependent on the situation. If I'm working or something, I listen to some kind of chill music. If I'm working out, I'm like, depends what I don't know. If I'm working out on like a treadmill or something, maybe I'll listen to like EDM. If I'm like lifting heavy weights, I'm listening to like hardcore gangster rap. I gotta stop making excuses for things I like. Just, you guys gotta just do you and not care. Okay, so one of my goals is build up a foundation of passive income. My other goal is grow the business. And then I have my regular goals that are just like part of my life, embedded in my psyche. Like be a good husband and dad, that kind of stuff. Check it out, guys. Check it out. I wonder what's inside that. Champion Porsche. I wonder what they got inside that truck. Check out Champion Porsche on Instagram. They're on the other coast, and they got a lot of nice cars usually. They're one of the largest Porsche dealerships, I think, in Florida. I might be mistaken, but I think it says it on their website or their Google ad or something. If you guys listen to audiobooks or read books, a good book to pick up if you haven't read it or listened to it is One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. I like Peter Lynch. I like the way he talks, and I like watching his videos on YouTube. Or old videos, interviews with him and stuff. But Peter Lynch, he ran the Magellan Fund, I want to say for like 13 years or something. And when he did, it was like one of the best performing funds. It was with Fidelity, I want to say. My neighbor actually, like diagonal across from me, she works for Fidelity, and she's like, oh, I know Peter Lynch. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, I've been in meetings with him and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Well, hit me up, let me get his number. Hey, what's going on? This is Chris from Daily Driven Porsche. I got a couple questions. What do you think about blockchain? No, what do you think about Ondo Finance? Click. No, but Peter Lynch, I like his like little rules and the things he said. So one of them I was going to say was, if you need, because some people like you guys are investing or starting off investing, and maybe you don't have your little emergency fund set up, or you're thinking, how much should I invest in? Should I take like the 20 bucks I got sitting in my bank account and put it in, or you know what I mean? And like he said, if you need the money in a year, if you need the money in 2 years, If you need the money in 3 years, you probably shouldn't be putting it in the stock market. The stock market has been a really good place to be long term. When you guys take like a 1 year return on the stock market, the percentage of you being in the green is, I think, fairly low, like maybe 50 to 70%. The further out you go, like 5 years, the chances of you being in the green go up to like 80, 90%. 10 years, I want to say it's almost over 100%. 20 years, it is. I'm pretty sure 20 years it is. Now, this is the market, like the S&P. But what I'm getting at is that longer term, the longer your time horizon, the less risk there is. If you need the money tomorrow and you think you're just hopping in, you're going to 10x on something, you need to look at the statistics and the facts, because the data shows that these stock companies don't do that. They don't 10x overnight. You know what I mean? Like this quantum stuff 10x'd. I should have been smart enough to know. I did sell a lot of it. But I'm saying I got my initial investment out plus probably maybe like 40% of it. But when these things happen, if you're happy with the results, when you're looking at the account and you're like, this thing 10x'd, or this thing even just went up 20%, you know, it doesn't hurt to just take a little off the top or get your money out, your initial investment. I think it's a good rule to follow. But the other thing is that Peter Lynch says is that, you know, he says it amazes him. He said, like, there's people that work in the textile industry or they work in the insurance industry. And he said, like, they see things in that industry that no one sees. It's like me with Shopify. I was in Shopify. I took his advice because I listened to this stuff in the past. And I was using Shopify and I saw that all the Shopify Plus merchants, they had access to Avalara for their, when they had economic nexus for sales tax in different states. I thought, wow, that's weird. All Shopify merchants are being pushed to use Avalara. So I went and bought tons of Avalara stock. I was telling my dentist about Avalara. I was talking all about Avalara to everybody. And a company bought them out and bought all the shares. But it was a decent amount, like a little bit more than what I paid for it. But definitely wasn't the big win I thought I was going to have. But you're in an industry right now, you know what I mean, that you might recognize something. But like he said, it amazes him. Somebody could be in the insurance industry, but they're buying stocks in like biogenetics or something, or they're buying like shares of something they saw on television, you know? So you have an edge on somebody, on something in the industry you're in, or whatever it is you do for a living, or your hobby. So maybe look into that space, or something you love, you know? Like people made tons of money on Tesla or Netflix or, I don't know, Lululemon. People, because they understood it, they're like, oh wow, they could see like everybody loves Lululemon. They're wearing Lululemon. I recognized it. I'm like, my wife likes it. Everybody likes it. I'm like, their clothes feel kind of quality. So you got an edge right now. Just look around your house, your room, whatever it is where you work. There's probably something you're into. But I'm not a big single stock person. I'm setting up my account to be more passive. But if you're a single stock purchaser, the thing is that the chances of you picking a winner, or only picking single stocks and you picking all winners that are going to outperform the stock market, the S&P 500, it's pretty rare. It really is. Unless you really do your due diligence and you really know what you're doing and you have a one-up on something, it's pretty rare. But none of this is financial advice, guys. Please, I just want to make that very clear. This is not financial advice. I actually filed the trademark for this is not financial advice. So this is not financial advice. And that is a trademark state. No, it's not trademarked yet, but it might be, which would be kind of funny. We trademarked DDP. I'm headed to work. When I get there, first thing I'm going to do is open up the laptop, and I'm going to go into Simply Safe Dividends. I'm going to disconnect my account and reconnect my account and let it populate how many shares of SCHD I have in VGT and Quantum. And we're going to see what the yield is. What is our dividend yield and how much income are we getting? It's not going to be much because I just got my position locked in. And it's a small amount, but we're going to check it all the time. We're going to watch it grow. I'll start naming some videos like, I don't know, $22,000 a year dividend income portfolio, or like, you know, those kind of videos with a picture of me like with my mouth open on my knees. No, I'm just joking. You see these thumbnails, I'm like, damn, dude, the guy's like hanging upside down, freaking like holding a baseball bat with like a flamethrower on his back. thumbnails, man. They just want that click. People want the click. Money follows attention. If you click and start watching, they're getting money. Some of these, the ads show right away. I gotta step my thumbnail game up. I gotta start highlighting like the car in bright yellow or something. Got the Ninja motorcycle, putting him on the channel. Oh, he's getting off it. What's he doing? Oh, he's checking his tire. That's a cool bike, man. I like it. He doesn't hear me because he's got the helmet. He might have earbuds in. All right, never mind. Don't mind me. Hey, if somebody knows him, put him on the channel. He's got the 400 Ninja Vortex Kawasaki Racing Team. He wants nothing to do with me. I like another little rule Peter Lynch has. He said, like, if a stock gets back to 10, I'll sell it. That's kind of like what I'm doing with my Quantum Computing Incorporated. It is pretty funny when you think about it. If a stock gets back to 10, I'll sell it. It went from 10 to 4. So I needed to go back up. And like he said, he's like, if you think it's going back to 10, he's like, just doing quick math, that's 66% return. You should buy the hell out of it. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? If you're going to hold it and you think it's going back to 10, and when it goes to 10, you're going to sell it because you owned it at 10, that's a 66% return. So you should have been doubling down like crazy on it. You don't really think it's going back to 10. Do you get what I'm saying? You're just holding it in the hopes that it will. And he said, a great rule to know is that the stock doesn't know you own it. The stock has no clue you own it. And like he said, never put down a round number. Because it'd probably never go back to 10. It'll probably trade from 6 to 9 and 75 cents forever. You know what I mean? Just because that's what you feel like, you know, because it knows you own it. That's how I am. It's like, I bought SCHD today. It's like somebody called Charles Schwab and said, he bought, tank it. He bought, tank it. Tank the stock. He's in it. Doesn't it feel like that? That's why you got to extend your time horizon. But what I'm getting at is, I'm doing this with quantum computing. It dropped, and I'm like, when it goes back to when I'm back in the green, I'm selling it. If it went back in the green from where I am now, it's like a 29% return. So why am I not doubling down on it? You know, because I don't really have a lot of conviction in it. So make sure if you wouldn't own a stock for a minute, don't own it for, or no, Buffett said, if you wouldn't own a stock for 5 years, don't own it for 5 minutes. Or 10 years, don't own it for 10 minutes. It's a good rule to follow before you go spending your money and spreading it around, spraying and praying. And then you're like, then they get the phone call, he purchased, tanked the stock, and your account's in the red, and you're like, what did I do? If it just goes back to this, I'll sell. Have conviction, know what you own. And if you really believe in it, when it tanks, dollar cost average, double down. Guys, I made it to where I was going. Now I'm going to go in here. Let's get on the laptop. Let's see what kind of dividend income we're getting from this little SCHD. All right, here's my full portfolio. If you guys hear a cat in the background, that's because I'm recording this while we're playing veterinarian. But this is my full portfolio except for the cash I have, and the cash is in a money market account that earns 4.19% inside of the stock account. So that's also additional income. It just doesn't show that in this account. All right, here is the full account. So you can see here it's $1,171,691, and we're getting $20,000 in income. So the yield on cost is 2.38%. I know that's horrible, and all you guys that are get in the yield max and QYRLD and all those other ones, QYLD, I mean, I know this is low, but I like it. It's safe, it's steady. It's going to take me 500 years to hit 200,000 in passive income. But here's one of the things that I haven't really gotten into, and I can get into it in a later video. A big portion is VGT, which is growth, which is tech. Now, I've done experiments using a software where I pit VGT, selling 3% a year of VGT, based off VGT having an annual rate of return of 13%. The past 10 years, its annual rate of return was over 20. So I'm being conservative on its return. But selling 3% of VGT, growing at that amount, would the portfolio still grow, plus provide me income? And the experiment I did was after-tax income. So I'm aware that if I'm selling shares, I could be accruing higher taxes like short-term capital gains. So I've done these little tests to see. So my goal is actually to just try to be able to get to the point where we could live off the dividends being produced by the actual dividend. Live off the dividends being produced and not sell any shares. That's my goal. But as of right now, I'm going to be reinvesting the dividend. So it looks like it's going to take, it looks like I would need 10 times this amount of money, like 10 million, to get to 200,000 a year in income. But with me making normal contributions, buying more shares, plus reinvesting the dividends, so these 20,000 in dividends is going to be buying me more shares throughout the year. And then on top of that, the growth of the dividend, you can see here it grows at 11% annually based on its track record the past 5 years. So when you factor those in, we could get to the freedom number quicker, but I'm still thinking it's going to take 416 years based on this calculation. No, it's like, I don't know. It is frustrating when you see how much you really need to get to freedom. I know there's quicker, shortcut ways to get to this freedom number with income with a lot less money, but it's a lot riskier. And I put value in being able to sleep at night and hand it to my kids or hand it to my wife. And I also put a lot of value in peace of mind. So, and simplicity. It's pretty much a two-fund portfolio, except for the quantum I have. So that's also my other hope, is that if you guys see here, I have 50,000 in 3 different quantum stocks and 50,000 in ENVX, which is a battery manufacturer, which I kind of believe in them. I've done a lot of research on them. I'm just interested to see. It's either going to 0 or it's going to 200, 500K. I have no clue. But it's either going to 0 or it's popping off. It'll be in every cell phone. But what I'm getting at is I'm hoping that my Hail Mary stocks over the next 5 to 10 years, let's say, go up a lot, and I can sell them off and put them into this two-fund strategy that I have that produces income for me. So between the reinvesting the dividends, the Hail Mary stocks possibly going up or maybe going to 0, we don't know, pure speculation. The cryptocurrency I have invested that could possibly go up, and what was the other one? Oh, the growth of the dividends themselves could all contribute to me getting to my freedom number quicker, if you guys see what I'm saying. So ultimately, any of my high-flying, fly-by-night stuff, if it skyrockets, I take the froth off the top and put it into this. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to share this a lot, so you guys will be able to check it out, and we'll see the progress. But this is what I was talking about having a goal. Once you have a goal, or like a roadmap, a destination, you kind of know where you're going, and then you operate differently. Like maybe I'll be like, maybe I won't get the C4S. Maybe I won't get the 964. Maybe I'll just throw the money in this. You know what I mean? Get to freedom. What's up, guys? I got the key on the left hat from Elfer Spot. Yeah, boy. What'd you guys think about the dividend income? Not much cash flow for all that money invested, is it? But I like the low expense ratio of SCHD, and I like the growth of SCHD. All right, you guys want to know why I just came out here? I came out here for a reason. I was thinking, how can I get more 911s? And I was thinking, maybe, just maybe, I could sell that truck. I was thinking, if I sell that truck for 100K, or a little more actually, probably, I was thinking then I could probably get a C4S and maybe, just maybe, or maybe not a C4S, maybe a 964. The only issue is we go to BMX once a week. Oh. And we always have my wife's car, worst comes to worst. But I was thinking, you guys, I don't know if you know, these seats fold down. Check this out. You see? Oh yeah, boy. Now, I was thinking, what if the BMX bike, because they're small bikes, fits back here? So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to see if we can fit the BMX bike in the back seat. I'm telling you, I want this thing to be really daily driven. And we're selling the Volvo. That's going to be $66K back in the dividend account. That'll give me, what, 6 times 3? It's going to give me $900 a year. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Oh, there's no way. This thing's way bigger than I thought. There's no way. I was thinking it was a little tiny bike. You could just pop it in there. Doesn't the C4S, the 996, have like a hatch that opens up? Like the back window opens? Like you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm not even attempting. Because look, it's wider than the back of the car. So there is no way. So that's not happening. Let's go ahead and put it back in. Her and I have got a lot of stuff to do, right? What are we doing? We're veterinarians, right? Mm-hmm. We're veterinarians and we're taking care of animals. A lot of animals, right? How many? How many animals are we taking care of?
Maybe like
10. Woo! We got to do all this stuff, guys, non-stop, right? 5. We want to get rid of that. We got to fill the paperwork out for that. Actually, we need to get a picture of the license plate because I need to put it on the paperwork. Then I got to put a copy of the insurance card, my driver's license number. I got to get this thing detailed. Yeah, she is sick. Let's get inside and take care of them. All right, got the license plate number. I can fill this paperwork out finally. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you guys want to see me try to figure out a way to create dividend income and passive income with stocks, and possibly crypto too, but I don't really feel comfortable staking anything at this point. But we will see what happens. I got to hop off. We got to play veterinarian for the next hour. Then I got to go pick up my other son, and then it is off to the races. So I will see you guys. Who are those? Doctors? Oh no, we're running that kind of place? Oh boy. All right guys, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.